Hi guys, welcome to my streak. Round one, I immediately think Bulgaria. Look around and I see a black car, so I plunk in South Korea. Round two, I think Australia. I see the bollards, and I send to South Australia, I guess. Round three, I really zoom in on the bollard, I believe. I think that's a New Zealand bollard, but it was really confusing, and I've never seen winter coverage before in New Zealand. So it's a little lost in this one for a second here. But then I eventually look into the sky, and it looks like the sun is to the north. And as more and more I look at the foliage, it looks like it could be New Zealand, so I just send it. It's not that long into the streak. Here, my first thought was immediately Colorado. But the only reason I didn't send it immediately was because I thought it might be Mexico. It looked kind of really dry, but double yellow, just the mountains. It looks like Colorado. I almost sent it to Spain by accident, but fortunately I did not. This round looks Brazil or Colombian to me. The lines are interesting. I zoom in, I think I see a Colombian cross. The foliage fits Colombia, so I don't really think too much, and I just send it. And I'm just counting up the amount because that was a really quick seed. I was wondering if I got them all. For seed 2 here, round 1, I immediately thought Brazil or like Argentina, Panhandle or Uruguay possibly. And the lines are white, so I ruled out Brazil. I was looking at the polls and it didn't look very Argentine to me, and then I realized the car's on the left. I look at the car and it's Gen 2, and then it clicks to me that this is South Africa based off the trees look very African too, so kind of interesting that I thought it was Argentina looking back on this. But eventually just sent to South Africa, I guess. But this one really was an interesting round for me. I think the longest round I took, except for the last one. This immediately thought was Norway, just instantly based off the trees. There's even long dashes on the road and the mountain face. Gen 4 Norway is beautiful. Really appreciate Google doing that. 7, first thought immediately Korea, like the round we had before. Zooming on the bollard, can't recognize the language. I think it might be Korean, and I see the black and white. I don't think there's winter coverage in Taiwan, so I just sent it. For number 9 here, I thought it was Malaysia, and then I see it's down in blur, and I know it's Japan. Here, my immediate thought is Mexico. Those poles look very, because they're so big, I immediately thought US or Mexico. I was scared it could have been New Mexico or Arizona or something, but I eventually just sent it in Mexico. And it was pretty close to Arizona, which makes sense. This one here, first thought was Brazil and possibly Cambodia, but then I see the Gen 4 camera, and I think driving the right, so it's probably Brazil. Zoom in on the pole, and it's a Portuguese pole, so pretty sure we're in Brazil. Just send it here. Next round was really interesting for me because I immediately thought it was Europe based off the type of road and the hedges on the side. But then I look down and see that there's a yellow line, and I check the sun, make sure I'm not tripping or anything. But then the more I look around, the more and more the landscape looks American, but I've never seen a road like this in America or the hedges, so I was very lost at first. But I eventually send Central Plains, I guess, because it's just so flat, and there's also no antenna. That's why I was pretty sure it's US. And then this round, really frustrating looking back at it. European style sign, white line on the road. Looks kind of like the last round, but hedges are bigger. My first thought's UK, but then I realized we're driving on the right. And just looking back on it, I think it's pretty obvious where this is. But I convinced myself this is Baltic for some reason, and ended up going Romania, even though I feel like Romanian roads probably are not in this condition. just more and more, I convinced myself it was Baltic for some reason. The antenna made me think Europe and the white lines, of course. But it was anything but Romania. So 12, hopefully I believe this is tied for third on GeoTips leaderboard. So hopefully this will get up there soon. And thanks for watching. Oh, and it was France.